Hi everyone and welcome to Tower. I am the other Andy Hall and well overdue an update and really an introduction to my entry for this year's speedrun challenge, Poor Boys RC speedrun challenge based around the Grasshopper. And my car, you've probably seen it already, is what I refer to as the DragHopper. It is a Grasshopper underneath. We'll see that in a minute and we'll look at some of the things that I've done for building my take on this year's brushless entry. So first of all, I guess I need to thank a few people. I need to thank Phil mostly for putting on such an amazing competition. I know he's done it a few years previously and I haven't been involved in those, but I saw this. I saw that it was going to be a Hornet and Grasshopper, and I thought, well, you know what, we could do with building a silly Hornet and Grasshopper to go with my collection of cars. And yeah, thanks Phil, this is definitely a good one. I need to thank some of the competitors taking part. Shout outs in no particular order. No offense if I've missed you, I do apologise. Some of the guys who've really helped me along my way here include Nick, Chuck, Russ and Richard, who've kind of inspired me along my way, giving me hints where things have been going a little bit off, and yeah, managed to get me a car I'm really pleased and proud of. And I think you see on some of my speedrun videos that I am truly excited by everything I'm doing with this car. So what do we have for the DragHopper? DragHopper here is a Grasshopper. This is running a Tamiya 300ZX or ZX GTO body shell. This is actually a real Tamiya body shell, not a Team Blue Groove or anything. Shipped in from Japan as a spare body kit, and stickers I've got hold of from L&L Models in the UK. So that's where all of the numbers and the Grasshopper specifics, and then the stripe work is my first go at airbrushing. So don't look too close. You'll see the lime green is rough and ready. There's some practice to be had in that regard, but it does the job. It's instantly recognisable as a Grasshopper. I'm very pleased with it. So anything to show you about the body, I suppose? It's getting really churned up. I originally ran this with the body shell and the full plate included to try and use it as a bit of a front splitter. It's been grinding away. So on the last speed run I did, I literally just peeled it off. It was that short. The rest of it, much as would be. If I just turn it around, you can see on the back here. There you go. I've cut away the rear bumper to try and help avoid some of the parachuting. I did that before the very first run. I knew that was going to be a challenge of trying to keep the look and the style that we would expect of a 300ZX without cutting it away too much. I'm sure I would go faster if I cut away this light bar, but that's not going to happen. That takes away too much of the overall look of the car, and I'm not here. Bizarrely, I'm not here to win it. I'm here to look good doing it and feel good doing it. So I was a bit disappointed about having to make a cutaway here in order to fit this extended wheelie bar. That said, I'm very pleased with what I've got from that as an extended wheelie bar. So still kept most of the lighting, just had to chop away a little bit there. Right, I guess whilst we've got the car that way around, we'll peel it back and see what's underneath. Now, if you've listened to Phil, thank you very much for the shout outs you've been doing on the Scoreboard Sunday. I very much appreciate it. I'm probably the only brushless 380 in the competition. I know there's a few guys started with brushed 380s and are working their way through. I did try a few. I have run through a few helicopter 380 brushed, etc., but I never got beyond about 23-24 mile an hour with those. What I've got in the back here, and I'll bring it a bit closer, what I've got in the back here, you can just about see in there, it's a supersonic 380 motor. Now it's a long can. It is listed as a 380 because of the diameter of the can, but it is a longer can than a regular 380. So 380 motor there. It's an 8.5 turn brushless, so that's kind of like what Phil I think has just put in his his latest speed runs. He's of course running the 540 sized can. I'm running the 380, and you can see the plate there that mounts it, because we're running something small. Now the other thing to see here is we're running an alloy gearbox, and that was one of the things that caught my attention before, back in June when Phil announced the whole competition. It's like, well, if I'm making a tricked out Grasshopper, I'm starting out with a tricked out Grasshopper, and so that's an alloy gearbox, which I think costs more than the kit in the first place, and it does allow me, if you see in here, it does allow me to run bigger pinions than most. I mean, hold a wheel, it's very, very free as a gearbox. So that's a 24 tooth pinion in there. It runs reasonably freely. Quite happy. We've got the extension bars here, so 10mm extensions. I'm running it with the gearbox in the slot, but then I've got long grub screws here that run down and mean I've got absolutely no travel in the suspension there. Okay, so it's 24 tooth pinion and an alloy gearbox. That is the most you can fit, and you can do it on this alloy gearbox without making any other changes, because there are no internal supports between the front and the back here. It's the same 2-mod, so it's a 2-mod gearbox. It's the same 2-mod or similar adjustable motor plate on the back here as well. Okay, so the other things you see on the back here, we've got what are they? They are, I say mini CVAs. They're not mini CVAs. They're the short ones that you get for Tamiya touring cars. So they are built, I think they're 55mm shocks, and I've got them with the long eyelets so that I can put them in the regular Grasshopper mounts you see at the top here, and at the back they mount onto the support already part of the gearbox. Okay. So the other thing I suppose we can't miss is we've now got the Traxxas slash wheelie bar sitting quite high at the moment. I've been playing with that a little bit to try and get it set right, make sure I've still got enough to maintain control, but yeah, set low. On my last speed run, that was dragging and actually seemed to work still okay, so maybe there's something to be said for that. And I think it was maybe it was Russ. Somebody discovered, oh, one way to mount these Traxxas bars is to use a turnbuckle and tie it into the top of the gearbox. Now, on a regular Grasshopper gearbox, you take your screw through the top there, or drill through and bolt it up. On the alloy one, I can screw it in either side. So you can see on the top here, I've got a screw here which holds the gearbox together, and actually I've got a short screw running into the same space. There's no other change needed there. Okay. So coming around the front of the car, we're actually running a Rocket RC. To go with our Rocket RC motor, we're running a Rocket RC 100 amp ESC. Now, if I had any sense about me, I'd have gone with something slightly bigger than that. The motor itself is a 5000 kV motor, and it's rated at being 75 amps by Surpass Hobby, who make brand their things Rocket. So it's rated at 75 amps, and I thought, well, that gives me enough of a runoff. So far, so good. It has done. We're probably running somewhere near the limits of that, what with adding boost and turbo in. So maybe I could have given myself some headroom. That was a seriously cheap ESC, so yeah, that's why it's there. My regular Fly Sky, I'm pretty confident that for range I should be running something with an external aerial. I have not had any trouble out of this at all. That is the Fly Sky Ant, as in I use the G7P transmitter from Fly Sky for my cars at the moment, and quite happy with it. And beyond that, we see at the front of the car here we have a Savox servo. Now this actually came in an eBay purchase of a completely different car, but it was spare at the time, and so it's gone straight in for this. I don't expect this servo to stay in the car. What's it say as the number? The number is 1258 TG. I presume that's a kind of regular fast-ish Savox. It does the job. Running a Tamiya high torque servo saver, again because I had one spare in my parts bin. And for the turnbuckles, it's probably easier if I turn it over for you to be able to see. I'm actually running Yeah Racing turnbuckles and Tamiya grey reinforced adjusters because that's what I had to hand. So 5mm ball adjusters on 5mm balls. So you can see just about in here, I've mounted the balls on the back side of the servo saver to make them fit within this setup. So that's there. And the balls on the arm end are same 5mm, but on these really little screws. So that's a drop in for anything. So I believe I had them on a Madcap previously, so they were in my parts bin again. Okay, about the one actual modification I've really made is I needed a shorter bumper to fit under the body shell, which is why we have this two-pronged affair. My first run I did not have a bumper on at all, and the front of the 300ZX body shell wrapped itself up. We'll have a look at the inside of the shell in a minute about how much damage it did to the inside of the shell there. Of course, the flip side now is these prongs are now ripping up the front of the body shell. So yeah, you win some, you lose some, I guess. Bearings all round, obviously. I'm actually running ceramic bearings. This is the only car I've got in all of my fleet which has got ceramic bearings. I figured I want to go fast. I'm sure they're better. And they came from RC Bearings, hence me having the sticker on the back. And there's so few in this car, I figured, well, I could push the boat out. Looking just there, I ought to mention I've got some spacers. I think it's a 3mm spacer on the top of the shocks. I've got some spacers internally. So inside here, you see the spacers plus the regular rubber. So there's a small amount of travel on the shocks there. More than I'd like, but I tried less and it wasn't very happy as an overall driving experience. So we've gone with more just so that it can drive happier and more stably. The one question that keeps coming up is, what about tow out? And you can see on here, I am running a lot of tow out. Enough tow out that I must be scrubbing speed as a result. Any that less than that, and I've had serious trouble with keeping it happy. So we'll just keep it where it is and dial up the speed till we make it. I am running a big stack of weights. I guess I could count them up and add them up if anyone wants to know. But again, just enough to really keep the front end of the car down. Okay. And the other thing I suppose here is, what am I doing for body posts? These are, I believe, CC01 body posts. So they're on I think the fronts are on perhaps a 10mm grub screw. The rears are on 20mm grub screws, so that I can put some spacers in and get them to the appropriate height. You'll see in a minute that's not really the appropriate height. It needs to be slightly higher than that. But these are the posts that I had, and so they're what went in. Okay. And just whilst we're here, I've left the battery in the car for now so that we can, so I can remind myself that it's there and show you on camera what I've been using. This is about the smallest 3S that I can find, and something that fits readily into the Grasshopper chassis. So this is an Intellect 4200. So it's 120C, 11.4 volts. And it's a lithium high voltage. So yeah, that's what I've been doing in, I guess, all of my fast runs. I got up to 42 on a 2S. Again, a shorty. I believe everything after that I've been doing on a 3S. And yeah, been very pleased with how this has behaved. I don't know what I'm going to do with it after this particular speed run. I have no real need for a 3S. But there it is. Very happy with that. Intellect battery. So I think that is just about everything. I'll just bring the body back just to show some of the amusing things to do with the body. As I said, we've got front end here. We've still got all the marks from the tires rubbing off the early runs. These days we've got quite the opposite problem. We've got tire rub all over the inside. Now the balloons, the deboot hoons are not ballooning, but there is enough movement in the body shell that actually we're getting plenty of rub. We've got the wheels taking care of reshaping the wheel arches, if you see that there. So that was a beautiful Tamiya cut out straight line, but now we've got this lovely extra machining going in, lovely and smooth, taken care of by the tires themselves. And of course on the other side, it's been busy trying to snaffle that in amongst the wheel as well. So if we can sort that out, we can go faster. I know I could probably just cut across here underneath the Hypercan engineering. That would be fastest possible, avoid any of that rubbing on the rear, but I guess I'll save that for if I really need the speed boost. There you can see how we've burnt through, and on the other side we've really burnt through. This side here we have actually melted the body and made a hole, a split as a result. So yeah, she's going some. So there you go. Wow, that was a longer video than I was planning. That there is my take on the Tamiya Grasshopper for Poor Boys RC Speedrun Challenge, the DragHopper, and yeah, we're currently sat, I guess, third in class at 74.2 miles an hour, and we've got a little bit more time to go for faster still. Thank you for watching. I hope you join me for some of my other videos. I'll talk you through other parts of my fleet, particularly some of the cars that are unusual, slightly modified to make them work, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much.